My daddy's gonna tell you about the company. I hope you like it.
Thanks, Astrid. Greetings from South China. I'm Mike Bellamy, the founder of the PassageMaker group of companies. Thanks for giving me a minute to explain to you what PassageMaker is all about and what we can do for you and your company. Simply put, PassageMaker is US owned and operated, China-based. We set up virtual workshops and virtual purchasing offices for clients who don't want the headaches and financial obligations of setting up their own factories and offices in China. So PassageMaker recruits, hires, trains, and most importantly, manages local manpower to work on the client's behalf. We literally build your factory inside our factory, your office inside our office. Doing business in China requires a presence here. It doesn't matter if you are buying, selling, or manufacturing. At some point you will need boots on the ground, people you can trust to look after your interests. Traditionally there were three options. One, fly your team into China, fly them in from back home. But this is temporary fix and expensive when you consider the costs of travel, time away from the office, not to mention the wage differences between staff in your home country and here in China. Second option was to hire an agent. But agents, both Chinese and foreign agents, are not known for their loyalty or professionalism. For example, you may be paying an agent a commission, but behind the scenes they're getting a kickback from the China side too. So agents may not always have your best interests in mind. That left the third option, setting up your own factory or your own office in China. But this requires a large investment in time and capital, plus it comes with a whole new set of headaches. Hire fire issues, labor laws, licensing, government relations, local taxation, and even exposure to social compliance and corruption issues. Now PassageMaker has created a fourth option that costs less than the other options, yet delivers better results. Our catchphrase, outsource your infrastructure, manpower, and management to PassageMaker. But what does this really mean? PassageMaker recruits, hires, trains, and manages local manpower here in China to work in our offices and factories on behalf of you, the client. You are probably familiar with virtual offices and virtual assistants, but PassageMaker's infrastructure is much more than just physical space, a desk, and a connection to the internet. When we talk infrastructure, we mean PassageMaker's operation manual, templates, standard operating procedures for getting things done in China. So much more than just physical space. Infrastructure means import-export licensing, VAT rebate facilitation, and most importantly, 20 years of China experience put to work managing your China project. We got you covered. At today's exchange rate, professional staff can be hired in PassageMaker's Shenzhen office with a base salary starting at just over $430 per month. We got you covered. The minimum wage base salary at PassageMaker's workshop is around $2 per hour at today's exchange rate. You cover the direct project expenses of goods purchased, shipping, and the payroll of your dedicated team. We simply add a small commission on the value of items bought and sold on your behalf in China. The bigger the project, the smaller the commission. How to get started? Download the rate sheet from our website. Fill out a simple questionnaire about your project, and our website will generate a formal quotation and service proposal. We'll give you some time to think it over and review, then we can set up a call and answer any questions you may have. Once the service agreement is in place and initial payment received, the project officially starts and an account manager will be assigned to your project. Our account management team includes bilingual Europeans and Americans based here in China. They will serve as your primary point of contact and take responsibility for ensuring the entire China-based team is meeting the project goals as set by you, the client. Rather than wait for the recruitment of new staff to be completed, in many cases, existing PassageMaker staff can be assigned to your new project on a temporary basis to help quickly launch and ramp up these new projects. It's also important to note that our service is very scalable. If at some point in the future you wish to actually own your own office or factory in China, know that the virtual team can be transferred over to this new entity at a time of your choosing. Our largest project to date had 56 dedicated staffers on the team, and our smallest has just one. Some of our largest projects today were small a few years ago. so we have no minimum order size, and as long as your project is stable enough to engage at least one person on a full-time basis, we're open to cooperation. Thanks again for your interest in PassageMaker. We look forward to being of service.